In this video, I'm going to explain how to use the drivers within the OS deployment module, how to select them, how to import them, how to add them in project, etc. In following, BCM refers to BMC client management, OSD refers to OS deployment, KA refers to knowledge article. There are two types of drivers that can be added to a project: the OS deployment drivers and the OS drivers. As you can see, the main node for drivers is here. But let's have a look at the driver subnode of a project for now. There are two tabs, the Deployment Drivers tab and the OS Driver tab. Deployment drivers are the drivers used by WinPE during the step 1 on 9 of a deployment or a capture. They must be compatible with the Windows ADK version that is installed on the OSD manager. Note that as of BCM 2008, it ships with ADK 1703, but that there are KAs on our website that explain how to install a more recent version. These drivers are not mandatory because a lot of drivers are already made available by ADK in the WinPE image. They will be embedded within the WinPE image at the contrary of the OS drivers. They can be NIC, SATA, or chipset drivers. The OS drivers are the drivers that will be installed on the OS itself during the actual installation of Windows. If you go to the drivers subnode, and as an example, deployment drivers, and that you select one driver that has been imported previously, you will find properties on which files have been imported for these drivers and also on the supported hardware. As mentioned earlier, deployment drivers are not mandatory. Always try to deploy or capture a new model without having added a specific deployment driver first. Always download the latest driver version available for this model. It's possible that the manufacturer provides specific drivers to WinPE. If there's none, regular drivers will work. Do not import complete packs of drivers. Only select the driver related to the hardware that is actually available on the target and to the ADK version that is running on the OSD manager. The reason for this is that the more drivers you add to the Deployment Drivers tab, the bigger the WinPE image will be, which will delay your deployments and also use more bandwidth. Also, it could be more complicated to find the right driver for a model, or to clean them when the model will be decommissioned. There are three ways of importing and managing drivers in BCM. Drivers by model, scan a directory, create a driver manually. We will only discuss the first two. Drivers by model is the preferred method to import and manage OS drivers because it is very easy to maintain. It helps identify the proper drivers to update or select very easily and to clean all drivers very easily as well. To use it, go to the installation folder of the agent on the OSD manager, then go to this folder. Copy this script to the target. Run it. When I execute it, the script outputs VMware Virtual Platform because I'm running it on a virtual machine. In your case, you should get something similar to Latitude 5401 as an example. Once you have the model name, go back to your OSD manager, then to Drivers by Model, and create a folder with the exact same name you got from the script results. As you can see, I had already created it before. Beware as this is case sensitive. Next, copy the driver files you are interested in. Go back to the console and check that it's properly displayed. If it doesn't appear, refresh. All the files are there. It is also possible to scan a directory to import drivers. This method is not as relevant as the drivers by model because it's not as easy to maintain. To scan, right-click on the node drivers, then scan directory, then click on select and select the driver folder that you are interested in. Click on OK and wait for the scan to finish. As you can see here, it found 5 new drivers. Click on OK. Then you can see that some drivers were imported here as an example. The ones that are compatible with the ADK version installed will appear both in the deployment drivers and in the OS driver tab. As an example, here and here. WinPE not being able to access to the share set to download or upload the image is the most common issue. This is usually due to a missing deployment drivers. We viewed the deployment driver attached to the project for this model. There is a KA that helps troubleshoot this on our support site. Thank you.